Hello everyone, Luke for Smith here, and we are going to be doing another quickie reading video. It is August the 1st. We're into the long named months again. It is gone 10 o'clock, 16 past 10 in the PM UK time. We're going to do a quickie reading today. I'm going to release a update tomorrow, which will have my scheduled for this month, so stay tuned for that. I forgot to bring up some water, but hopefully it'll be a short one today. So we're on the main page again. Let's have a little bit of a read. It's been 67 days since Chris last begged for money. 302 days since he last uploaded pages to his Sonic comic, and almost 4,000 days since he applied for a job. So he's still living on benefits, and your tax money is paying for him to live. So also I just want to give a shout out to Gino Samuel, that has released episode 41 of the comprehensive history of Chris Clan, so be sure to watch that. We are doing Chris and Anger today. Now this weirds me out that they didn't put a capital A for anger, but there you go. So we're going to start up with a quote. I'm going to watch videos afterwards. I'm not a man who likes to keep rage constantly in my heart. Chris lying. Chris has anger management issues, and that usually surface when he's under stress. Trolls refer to Chris's fits of rage as tired rage, an expression normally used to describe the seemingly superhuman strength a normally mild-tempered, slow in the mind displays when he or she is pushed too far and goes on an anger-fueled rampage. Although in Chris's case, superhuman and strength are easily replaced by impotent and brawling. Just need to check my stuff because I have got my my face cam up, so I guess I need to make sure it was working. Yeah, so this is only a short one. So let's get on to it. Causes of Chris's anger. Chris's issues with anger may stem from being tormented in his early childhood with his abusive babysitter, whom was frequently left under care with while Bob would go out clubbing. Bob? Is that like a misspell off of like Barb? Wait, was it? Yeah. I don't know if that's like a misspelling or it was done deliberately. I don't know. And taking shots. She allegedly traumatized Chris by locking him up in a room full of toys when he was a year old. Ironically, nowadays Chris does the same to himself, which is true. Another person who may be behind Chris's anger issues could have been his late father, Bob. Being Bob's son, Chris would have been very afraid to retaliate to the things Bob did that annoyed him, such as very rarely washing his hands, making Chris remove videos from the damn internet, and occasionally cutting down Chris's access to the web. Chris takes his anger issues out on the innocent, well-meaning trolls such as Clyde Cash. Another cause of Chris's anger is the fact that up until 30 years of age, Chris was a virgin. Oh, that virgin with rage thing. Being virgin seemed to make Chris feel that he was entitled to be allowed frequent moments of rage, and seeing as he only got masturbated twice, twice a week due to his bent duck. He had large amounts of testosterone stored up in his body. He just needed to get it out. Can you get angry and pissed off if you hadn't had a wank after a while? I don't know. Let's see. Sexual frustrations can even make the best of us a bit cranky. That's true. Although never to this extreme. That's true. After supposedly losing his virginity to Mia Hamm, Chris did not hesitate in ending his 2-year hiatus from Twitter, just to wish death upon Michael Snyder. Good going, Chris. Furthermore, Chris is autistic and therefore lacks understanding of the social restraints of anger. When he gets angry, he sees no reason why he shouldn't go positively nuts, and this this and the amount of bottled up stress that autism produces is shown that autistic children are very short-tempered. That also is true. Chris, however, is not an autistic child. He is an autistic adult. That is true. While most other autistics learn how to cope with stress in ways other than tantrums by the time they're in their 30s, Chris hasn't. Somewhat ironically, Chris's autism seems to cause him a large amount of anger, since the rest of the world will not acknowledge the brilliance of Sonichu. This apparently directly brought about from Chris's autism. Yeah, okay, this is what I believe. If you're like an autistic child or something, or like a autistic teenager or young person, it can be really bad. I know, I'm autistic myself, but I do believe that you can basically learn yourself how to get over it. Well, not get over it, just learn how to cope with it, learn how to deal with it, like dealing with the anger side of it. But you can't get rid of it, because it's okay, I've got to say this word properly because it's one of those weird words. Neurological diseases, like a brain problem, that sort of thing. So unfortunately, you've got it forever. It's not curable. It's like cancer. You can't cure it. You can wean it out, but it will be back on you. But you've got it forever, unfortunately. However, you do have brilliant minds with autism, and they did really well for themselves. But Chris is not a brilliant mind, is it? So what can you do? Where was I? But the one thing that causes Chris's anger more than anything is a lack of control he has over everything. His own ego refuses to allow Chris to think of anything but himself, and then things spiral out of control. He gets frustrated when Bob demands Chris to take them videos of their down there. When Bob demands that Chris takes down them videos of their house, Chris could only flail and tell him that he didn't know what to do, only to tell his fans to take it down for him. Yeah. If someone's got like a copy of like a video that you don't want up, or your pictures that you don't want up, then there's two things. One, ignore it. Hopefully it's not that bad that they put it up. Or two, if there's a report button on that post, then report it. That's all you can do. If it's like over the top and people are using it to blackmail you, then you can just get the police involved. But to be fair, they don't normally have an involvement in that sort of thing over here. I think in America they do. I'm not quite sure about UK laws, because police in the UK only do like certain things. They don't do like the minor things. They only do like the big important things like murders and stuff. Where was I? Didn't know how to take it down for him. When someone pretends to be him and to be more popular than him, he rages because he feels that
it it's his popularity, not the fakers. When people poke fun of him or constantly questions one's gender, he goes into a hissy fit. Chris's anger issues date back to even the formal beginnings of his love quest in 2000. He was prescribed antidepressants, Paxil, to manage his frustrations and anger. He continues to take the drug over several years. Whatever effect this medication had, it clearly wasn't enough. And there you go, a typical tired rage. There you go. Let's see. Examples of Chris's anger. The way Chris expresses his anger can be considered confusing, to say it the least. One of his early fits of rage, he began to shout "Cursi Hami Ha" at several Kirkoffs, not the smartest thing to do, who were trying to kick him out of the local Walmart. In general, Chris expresses anger like a internet tough guy would do, taking his anger out on a video camera, knowing that it obviously can't and won't hurt back. This can be seen in one of the videos on Clyde Cash where he seems to be hulking up. He also used to beat up representations of people he disliked in Soul Calibur. On the other hand, even as he is seamlessly scared of expressing his anger in real life, he seemed to have outbursts when significantly pushed as well. Chris was at one point forced to take her anger management classes sometime after his final confrontation with Mary Lee Walsh, what happened during the epic struggle only known as Chris's own words. And we got a quote: "When that B-dog ripped up my notes and all, dragged me to her quarters and talked down at me very rudely and hoarsely, I reacted with my own attack. She had been asking for the whole time. I was kicked out of CWCki for a year, and I had to take an anger management course and see a psychiatrist for a while. I was allowed back in." And that was on his user profile. A great example of Chris's anger can be seen in one of Chris's most infamous videos, his YouTube finale. In the video, Chris repeatedly threatens poor Clyde, claiming he will indeed strangle him someday, even going as far as telling Clyde he will even commit the most heinous and reprehensible act in a police station, showing Chris has no control over his angry feelings. The fact that Clive was only trolling Chris in an attempt to lash out at him for the role of the fictional death of his late brother, Ryan Cash, shows even further on how Chris may still require a couple of anger management classes. His cameras would also benefit for some relief, as he often punctures them to dramatically end his more rage-infused videos. On several occasions, Chris also managed to has also shouted and screamed in his videos. Concluded his argument with some sort of heinous threat, and promptly following up with his trademark conclusion of saying "peace" and showing the peace sign, "have a nice day," or something similar. Chris is apparently completely oblivious on how jarring it has to go from yelling "I've got get everything off the internet now," to curse the trolls, "peace everyone," immediately afterwards.
And now we got another quote. I will be continuing my comics at the moment, but any further incident, and not only will I have stopped the comic, but I also will go to the police. Alright, back the fuck off, have a nice day. And Chris will strangle that guy, guys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if the police did a background check even back then, they'd probably know it's a waste of time to arrest him. Chris now with the Blackaku medallion. So we got this. Oh god, he looks terrible in that, really. He looks like Frankenstein. You know that Frankenstein's got that square head sort of thing. He just painted his face green and put like paint 2 bolts coming out of his head. That's definitely Frankenstein. But it's actually Frankenstein's monster, isn't it? Not actual Frankenstein. Occasionally, when in rage, his tendency to type important words in all caps becomes more prominent. Compare these emails from the Miyamoto saga. First sounds calm, though he does let loose in all caps phase. The second sounds angrier and possibly a bit desperate. So we've got 2 quotes here. Also, please inform Mr. Miyamoto I have just awoken, inspired sonically wise. I have figured out the opening title movie for Sonic Adventure, the prequel comic for the possible Pokemon Lightning Edition, and the monetary type collectibles in the Sonic Adventure. Not rings, but C quarters, the main money, and W quarters equals to 10 quarters. And that was Chris explaining shit no one cares about. And got another quote. Listen, people of Nintendo, during my lifetime, my family and I have invested thousands of American dollars and cents in Nintendo video games and systems, from the NES and Game Boy to GameCube, Wii and DS GBA. I have also attached my list of video games I have in my collection, 90% of which were all bought brand new. While available in stores during its mint availability, surely you can spot back just about under $800 for a trip to Seattle in advance. And that was Chris on his knees begging so he can fly to Redmond, citing his extensive collection of Nintendo games, the reason why Miyamoto should fork over $700. So in other words, he's trying to like bully people, even big companies, even though that's not the real Miyamoto. It's because a troll posing as him. He's even thinking that he would get like $700 for a flight from a main important video game creator. Yeah, that's not how you ask for money from important people, Chris. Other examples of Chris's anger shows him taking his tired rage out on the clown doll. In that Take That Page Down Now video, a picture of Clyde Cash was taped to the doll, and Chris beat it like a spoilt 3-year-old who smashes a plate of broccoli because he didn't have get his way. He also attempted to rip the head off at one point. Poor doll. Only to have it slide through his greasy palms. Chris would attempt to bite the doll's head off again. That's probably why his teeth are fucked. In the sign destruction video, but fans of the doll would be relieved to know that Chris is far too weak to break anything of value. He's only merely to tear off the clown's hat. In the video, Chris loses it. Chris proved that he's able to shred in half a cardboard box, but is unable to go through the light pressed wood. The video also shows poor acting skills equal to his overall stamina. He's even out of breath before the end of the first minute of the video. A rare example where Chris's anger manifested into physical violence against others would be in the infamous Blarms incident, where he maced I know about this. He maced a GameStop employee during his war on Sonic's new arm cover, and he goes raw, most often monologuing Chris loses it video.
Let's see, how long have I been recording for? Not bad. Not bad at all. Good to see my cameras keeping up. Another example that has shown that Chris can even blow up at people on the telephone. That is true. I heard some of his conversations. When Chris has mistakenly believed that Jason Kendrick Howell has hacked his website, he left an angry voicemail in the father call. Chris quickly became rude to Casey's father, because it was a troll posing as him, Matthew, especially when the man came down on Chris over his health and attitude. Even worse, when Chris talked to Casey and Liquid, he came up in arms over Liquid's continued referral of Ian Bandon Anderson, and was completely oblivious over the fact that Casey was getting upset over the entire thing. Even worse, Chris attempted to hang up on both Matthew and Casey, only succeeding with Casey because he got his mum and dad in the conversation. Both instances show that Chris loses his stamina and actually starts to speak normally when enraged. That is true. Around the time where Chris opened the mailbag to his adoring fans, another factor that causes Chris's notable grief was discovered to be the mention of any similarity between his high-functioning autism and Asperger's syndrome. Chris has showed himself to be quietly adamant to that HFA and Asperger's are entirely unrelatable, despite documentation by researchers suggesting they're quite the opposite. While anger related to this is of a far lesser magnitude in comparison to, for example, the Liquid Chris saga, it's still clear that he is easily irritated by the mention of the matter. And we've got another quote. If anything, the Asperger's people are and have been normal. I think they can one up or even match autism, and a lack of social compatibility with their clumsiness and such. Those characteristics can be faked by them who are just normal compared to us true autistic people. Chris and his CWCki article on Asperger's syndrome. Okay, we've got another section of this, so we can move on to the next one. It's surprisingly at first how irritated Chris is by this matter. However, the CWCpedia article makes it clear that Chris is angry at Asperger's sufferers for stealing the limelight back from the autistic folks such as himself. He seems to believe that those diagnosed with the condition are faking it for attention that he feels that he deserves as an autistic person. It's an idiot. Okay, we've done that. Wait, what's this? And this, are these meant to be here? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, these are like additional stuffs. Okay, looks like we're at the end. Let me just bring this up here. Oh yeah, I started to watch that video because I wanted to know what it was about. Decline of the tard raging. In recent years, Chris's behaviour has generally started to get much less aggressive. Possible reasons for this include medication, effects of therapy becoming more relaxed in his older age, or an increasing but not perfect resistance to trolls and weans brought on by years of wear. Some of Chris's medication is credited for anxiety relief for him, including Paxil Proxamine, an unspecified blood pressure prescription, and Valium. He also attended therapy after the pepper spray incident, which learned more methods of coping. An example of this can be seen in the revised Sonic Clue number 10, where he includes a text that appears to be inspired by a therapy section. So he was getting better after that incident. For examples of trolling that didn't explicit rage, Chris did not go into a fit of rage when the Jeff Francine troll tried to steal his identity and making videos on it, but refrained from screaming like he did during the Liquid saga. Michael Hayes' attempts to troll him were almost met by Chris by blocking him on multiple accounts, which is what he should have done at the very first moment he got trolled by someone. Otherwise none of this would ever happen. Until Chris gave up and disabled notifications, that also is a good idea with this kid, and letting him go on. Similarly, in response to PewDiePie's video depicted entirely to Chris, instead of complaining about him making that video, which is completely devoted to criticizing him, Chris instead simply requested that for him to direct message him, which I don't think PewDiePie actually did message him, because obviously PewDiePie is a busy man and he has no reason to message Chris over anything really. I don't think anyone should. On the other hand, examples of when Chris recently raged include threatened Lulu's relatives, executives with violence, Peanuts presidency, becoming angry at Reigns when they hassled now whacking about him, getting angry about Reigns hassling Dopey and to get into her pants, and having a meltdown that when he thought trolls ruined his relationship with Jessica Quinn, and raging at Reigns that got blocked by him, who got him blocked by several people in the My Little Pony fandom, which he follows, shows that some things will trigger Chris more than others. Okay, so we basically that was it. How much time we got left? Okay, let's see if we can do this.
Just a small update. I am seriously taking off right now. You do not want to get on my bad side. You do not want to get on my bad side. You do not want to.
He sounds like he's constipated. Young promise he wouldn't even fight himself out of a wet paper bag. That's the only thing.
Get on my bad side.
Controller. Always holding the controller. It's just grunting and moaning all the time.
Oh, you hear me? You are dead. You are dead.
Hiccup. What an idiot. Okay, so that was his bad side. Yeah. So that was Chris Nanga. A little short and sweet one. I just wanted to make this video today. Tomorrow I'll have an update for August,
so I can update you on a few things what I'm going to be doing this month. And yeah, so that was Chris and Anger. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time in another video.